How's it going, everybody? My name's Chipper, and welcome back to another video on Escape from Tarkov. So in today's video, I'm going to talk to you about a few changes that have occurred in 12.11, which has significantly changed the starting weapons that you would normally use in Escape from Tarkov. Previously, a lot of scav weapons like shotguns, AKs, even Adars had 100% durability. However, now that they can hit around a 60 to 50 durability, it significantly increases the chance for a misfire, but also the accuracy of the gun, which is the more important part. Guns which have 50 to 60 durability are insanely inaccurate, and in my opinion, they're just not worth using. However, there's one gun in particular that you can take out of a raid, and you can easily restore it always to 100% durability, and you can do this at any time, and that is the Adar. Now, in order to do this, you are going to have to go to Skier, go to rank 1 traders, and then you'll actually see the Adar carbine base block. Once I get over the bit of lag here, and then here you go. There's the base block that you need from Skier for 7,000 rubles. Once you've purchased this, you'll be then able to equip it with your gun by just dismantling it. So here's an Adar that I got off the flea market, which could easily have been from a scav in raid. And it's, as you can see here, it's only 54 of 64, but the max I can repair it to is about maybe 62, 63. Let's dismantle this, remove the original block, add the new one, fresh one in, and then just rebuild the gun again. It's as simple as that. Now you have a gun that is 100% durability and accurate and is ready to go. Now the Adar, in my opinion, is fantastic for the fact that you can interchange so many M4 parts that you find within the raid, and it makes it a really good choice to slightly modify, and which is a big point within Escape from Tarkov, in my opinion. Being able to mod your guns at least a little bit really does bring a lot of enjoyment, even in the early stages while you're leveling and getting your traders up and getting access to better gear and better attachments. However, there are a few things that you need to do with the Adar, and that is removing obviously the rear sight, and also removing the original gas block. Now, in order to do that, you just need to take that off. This Mark 12 low profile gas block can be purchased from rank 1 mechanic. Once you slap that on, you won't have the problem with this gigantic front sight blocking your scopes. Easily grab, say, a EKP reflex sight from Prapor rank 2, or you can even get the MRS reflex sight from Skier rank 1, attach that to the gun, and then you're pretty much good to go. Now, if you start as a USEC player, you can use M855. This is a pretty good round for killing scavs and also defending yourself. However, you will need to go for headshots with this round, as anyone who is running better than class 3 armor will be able to absorb quite a few of these rounds, as I only got 28 pen. So it's enough to get through a decent amount of, it has a fairly good chance to go through face shields at rank 3. Otherwise, you're pretty much having to go for those headshots. However, there is one thing that's changed due to the world spawn changes that haven't previously occurred in Escape from Tarkov. More specifically, is SMB rounds and BT rounds from the AK-545 range. These rounds used to be readily available on scavs and 120 ammo boxes spawned across most maps. Now that's changed because they've been dropped down a tier or 2. These rounds are not as readily available, and as you can see, the price of BT rounds at 37 pen has gone over 650. Now, in the 556 variant, which is a very similar round, the M856A1, this actually has 51 flesh, which is 7 more than I believe than BT, and it has the same penetration at 37. However, these rounds are significantly cheaper, at only around the same price, or if not lower. I've even seen these rounds going under 500 rounds a shot, which is significantly better in my opinion than running an AK in that option. Now, the other caveat to this is this Adar is one that I picked off the flea market. And as you can see, it's got a 30 round in it. But if I was to actually remove the ammo, it's actually got M85581 in it. And this is actually a pretty common occurrence that I found while playing this 1211 wipe, is that M855A1, which is an insanely good round, a mark up above the M856A1, is that they spawn on scabs. You can get up to 90 rounds of this ammunition just off scabs. And in my opinion, that's something that even if you have access to the flea market, you can actually be checking some of the actual magazines to see whether or not the chambered round in when they've got like a 30 rounder, to see whether or not it's got the M855 or whether or not it's actually got a better round. So that's something a little tip to sort of be mindful of. But once you're pretty much loaded and good to go, that's pretty much it. The other thing is obviously making sure that you maybe need to top load the actual rounds. So maybe only doing 10 rounds of, say, M856A1, and then the rest of them M855 underneath that. So you've got the high killing rounds, or the potential for the first, like, say, 10 rounds to be hard hitting, especially if you come into PvP situations. And then you've just got sort of the rounds that will hopefully be enough to just finish them off because you've damaged their armor enough where M855 will do the job. So that's just something to be mindful of. But that's pretty much the Adar, guys. That, in my opinion, is the reason why you should be using the Adar early on, because you can always have it at 100% durability. It is easy to modify. You only need the gas block and your sight of choice, removing the rear sight and then the original gas block, and then you're pretty much good to go. Now, the next two guns I want to talk about are with the 7.62 by 39 PS rounds. Now, this round is from Prapor rank 1 and is extremely easy to come by, and is extremely cheap, and it works with two guns. Now, the main gun that I want to be talking about here is the VPO 136 from Skier rank 1 and the Prapor rank 1 SKS. Now, the SKS, normally I wouldn't actually recommend this gun so much because of the 10 round internal mag, and that's an extremely small capacity and it takes a long time to reload. However, with the introduction of the 20 rounders from rank 1 Peacekeeper now, you can easily run two of these mags by obviously removing the original, slapping it together, and then potentially running one extra 20 rounder, at least at the minimum. And then you've got a fairly effective weapon to defend yourself and to go do quests with and kill some scabs. I should point out, though, that I'm pretty sure that the SKS has had a bit of a nerf when it comes to its vertical and horizontal. I don't think it ever used to be over 340 like it is now, but it is still usable. Just be mindful under rapid fire that it may be a bit of a beast to control. But in saying that, though, if that doesn't suit you, you can easily pick yourself up a VPO 316 from rank 1 Skier right off the bat. And the good bit about this is you can take the original dust cover off, pick up the AK Bastion dust cover from rank 1 Skier, obviously remove the rear sight as well, chuck that on, and then pick the sight of your choice. You can even get the reflex sight from Skier rank 1, and then you're pretty much good to go. So this is also an effective gun. The good thing now, as opposed to previous patches, is that you can get the 30 rounders from Prapor rank 1 now, so that if you needed to have several other mags in order to, or magazines, in order to sort of save you from those like long encounters, maybe some PvP encounters, you're sort of covered and you're not having to use the 10 round magazines anymore. So in my opinion, these are the two guns that I'd be using if the Adar doesn't really suit you, and you're wanting to use a very cheap, consistent round if you're having trouble getting access to the 5.56 variants, or you don't have the flea market. And the last gun I want to talk to you about will require Prapor rank 2, but you can easily get Prapor rank 2 really early on in the wipe, and that is the PP19. The PP19 is a fantastic SMG. Right off the bat, it has really solid fire rate at 700 RPM, and it is solid ergonomics and really controllable under automatic fire. This will end up firing just PST rounds, 9x19, which you can easily get from Prapor and I think even Mechanic for a fairly low price. And the good thing is once you've hit rank 2, in my opinion, all you need is the recoil pad that you can get from Prapor rank 2. You can also just pick up a Cobra EKP reflex sight from rank 1 Prapor, as well as making sure you use the Cobra Eye, the Cobra Sight Shade, sorry, and that give you +3 ergonomics for 100 rubles, which is insanely good. It pretty much negates the -3 that you get from using the Cobra to begin with. So you don't lose any ergonomics. So you're sitting at 57 ergonomics and sub 200 horizontal recoil, which in my opinion is a really solid SMG. Take several 30 round mags, as much PST as you feel comfortable taking, and then go to CQB situations like in customs, in the dorms, or even factory. It is a fantastic gun to take to factory. You just got to the only thing you got to probably be mindful of is to Gilla. You're going to probably struggle with this gun against him. The best advice I could give you in that situation was potentially go for his legs and try and just kite him around and see if you've got enough flesh damage to sort of bust him through his legs. Other than that, against players and stuff like that, it is an extremely budget-friendly gun, especially early on in the early stages of the wipe, purely for the fact that not many people will be running face shields. And that's pretty much it, guys. That is my recommended guns to be using either early on before you get to the flea market, or even the Adar itself by purchasing it directly from Skier or getting it off scavs, using the trade trick to get the gas block, sorry, not the gas block, the original base gun, and then swapping it out and then always having 100% durability. So I'd love to see what you guys think of these builds and whether or not you're going to give them a try in the comments, as well as I'd really appreciate if you guys could give this video a like. It really does help me out. And if you're new to the channel and want to see content like this in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I also stream on Twitch, guys, and that's on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting around 7 to 8 p.m. UTC +10. So if you'd like to come check out some of the builds that I run or have any questions, feel free to stop by. I'd love to see you and hang out. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you back out there.